Hey guys, what's going on? This is Savio, music teacher at the door, here with Acoustic Soul with Savio. Now, I know some people may or may not be asking, well, if it's Acoustic Soul, why do you have your electric? And the short answer to that is that I just don't have access to my acoustic right now. Um, and then the beneficial answer to that is even if you have an electric guitar and don't have an acoustic at home, you can still make some pretty good music. You don't have to worry about it being like a natural sound or anything like that. So yeah, today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going over the minor pentatonic scale and how you can meld, how you can move from minor pentatonic all up and down the neck, and relative major and minor stuff. So, the last video we did we were learning how to play um, Billie Jean by Michael Jackson and have that broken down. So now that we broke that down on how to play, um, now we'll do the, we'll stay in that key. So that was F sharp minor, right? So, it being F sharp minor, I will show you how to move in between the minor pentatonic within itself, and then how to expand it, the extended pentatonic. So, because it's in F sharp is the second fret on the E string, right? So, or if you play it like this, that's F sharp minor. Now, with F sharp minor, with every pentatonic scale actually, since we're in F sharp minor, it's always going to be 1, 4 as far as your fingers. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. So you are going to be using your first finger, pinky, and ring finger. So you want to do the second fret of the E string with your first finger, and then use your pinky to play the fifth fret of the E. You move over to the A. First finger again, second fret. Everything going to be on this is not going to go further than the second fret. Like it's going to start at the second fret always. So, second fret, then fourth fret, which is you're going to use your ring finger, your third finger, then first finger on the D string, second fret, third finger on the fourth fret of the D string. You're going to do the same thing on the G string. Now, for my intermediate guitar players out there, a lot of solos happens within those frets. But within those strings, whatever fret you're on. So that one spacing, that one fret that you're skipping, in order to play your pentatonic scale, a lot of the time you'll be using that sweet spot in order to create your solos, or just to riff on it, whichever you like. Now, when you get to the B string, again, second fret, and then you want to move your pinky up to the fifth fret, and then same thing for the E string. See? So when you're doing that, if you're a beginner, at first, it's going to be hard to stretch, your finger out a little bit more, because not many people use their pinky that much. It takes time. I can tell you personally, I hated using my pinky. I was like, I'm going to like purposely not use my pinky when playing guitar because like it's just too hard. And then at some point I was just like, no, I need to. So I started doing this exercise with my pinky where I would do what us guitarists call hammer-on pull-off. So made my pinky strong enough for me to be able to, do a nice little hammer-on pull-off just using the strength from that. It wasn't easy, but it was doable. It is doable. So yeah, that little stretch is going to be a little bit of exercise for you beginner guitarists. If you're intermediate, you may or may not be using your third finger, which is not bad, but you get a lot more out of being able to utilize all your fingers when you're playing guitar, because then you won't be as I wouldn't say hindered, but you wouldn't be as stuck in a box, I guess you could say. So the easiest is going to be most of the time, like 8 times out of 10. That's going to be easy to learn, and you definitely want to get your exercises in there for beginner guitarists and for intermediate. Now, it's gonna be painful. You're gonna get calluses and lines in your fingers and everything like that. But that means it's working. That means you're making progress. So when you're doing the pentatonic, you first want to focus on your accuracy. Don't worry about being fast. Don't be fast. Be accurate, because when it comes to playing guitar, people love shredding. People love to see people shred on the guitar, which is cool. It is cool. But if you're able to get an emotional feeling out of just bending one note, that's better than having to do. I mean, that looks cool, but to get that emotion, that really connects with somebody. So now that we have that down, we're going to do the extended minor. So the extended minor, it is now some of you might be looking at me like, wait a minute, he said to always start on, like, if that's the chord, you start on that root note, like you're supposed to start there. But when it comes to extended pentatonic, you are able to use the note that is two frets above as your starting point. Still F sharp minor, but remember, you're using the notes that are above there to start, which is fine. So for extended pentatonic, it is for F sharp minor. I'll show you in a different fret. In a different key, so that way you can see how it works when you're not using the strings, the open strings to help. But for this right now, open E, second fret, open A, second fret on the A, and then fourth fret on the A. So open 2 on when you did it for regular pentatonic. 2 and 4 on the D string and on the G string. Now, this is where the extended comes back into play. The extended pentatonic, you slide up 2 frets. So on the G string, sorry. You do like that. And then it's a little bit tricky here. It's a little bit tricky, but once you get it down, it looks cool. It looks cool, it feels cool, it sounds cool. So that little trick is, so again, G. The trick is to be able to use your middle finger. Now your middle finger comes into play. And instead of playing up here, right? Instead of playing the 2nd fret on the B string, because that note has already been hit. When you slide up, it's the same note as up here. So you slid up. Now you move your middle finger to the 5th fret of the B string, because if you're playing it regular, that's where your pinky would be. Your pinky is being used on those last 2 strings. But instead, because you slid up your 3rd finger 2 frets, right? Now you use your middle finger to play that. And this is where the trick comes in. Now you can do it a few different ways. There are a few different ways. You could go, so middle finger, and then use your 3rd finger and slide it up to the 7th fret. That's one way. You can move your 1st finger up here and do it that way. And once again, still using your 1st and 3rd. I prefer to use my middle. Or you can do it with your middle finger and your pinky. Now that depends on how comfortable you are with playing, which works best for you, which doesn't. There's no right or wrong answer to it, as long as the notes sound crisp and clean. You don't want there to be any buzzing noises. You don't want it to be. You don't want to be on the fret. You want to be in between. You don't want there to be any sort of muddiness when you're playing those notes. As long as it sounds clean and crisp, you can play it however you want to. So that little trick, middle finger on the B string, 5th fret, excuse me, and then B string 7th fret, and then because of the way I do it, I'm using my ring finger to move up to that 7th fret. So I can go back to using my 1st finger again on the E string, 5th fret, and then 7th fret. Now once you get good at that little transition, you can do a lot with that. Me personally, this is my favorite thing to play on guitar. Me personally, I just like it. I just like how it sounds. That's just me. But yeah. So with the extended pentatonic, let's do it again. Open E, 2nd fret on the E. Open A, 2nd fret, and 4th fret on the A. 2nd fret on the D, 4th fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, 4th fret on the G, slide up your 3rd finger, slide it up to the 6th fret of the G, move to the 5th fret, move to the 5th fret of the B string with whichever finger works best for you. Like I said, I use my middle finger. Slide up, excuse me, not that. 5th fret, and then move up to the 7th fret, and then 5th fret and 7th fret on the E string. So now it doesn't sound like it's rhythmic or anything like that. We're not working on rhythm right now. This is strictly a finger exercise. This is strictly a dexterity exercise to really get your fingers working properly with the guitar itself, with your guitar. So you can do that on an acoustic or an electric. It's going to be a different feel. Definitely will be, because acoustic guitar strings are usually thicker than electric guitar strings, but it's possible to do. People who use the pentatonic scale as acoustic guitarists are John Mayer, Eric Clapton, Gary Clark Jr., plenty. Hendrix, even though he's only played like one song on an acoustic, I believe, 12-string acoustic, but it's still possible. It's still possible. So yeah, so that would be our extended pentatonic, our regular pentatonic and extended pentatonic. Very quickly, I'll show you the way to use the extended pentatonic if you're in a different key. So let's say you're in A minor, and usually if you're beginning to do pentatonic, minor pentatonic scales, usually you'll be told to start on the A minor. You'll be told to start with A minor. Now that is usually the sweet spot that people do, and there's nothing wrong with it. Why reinvent the wheel? So if you're doing a regular pentatonic scale, same formula, just like math. It's y equals x plus b or something like that. I don't know. It's the same formula, just plugging in a different area or a different number. If you want to do the extended pentatonic, you start. So if this is A minor, 5th fret, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where we're starting, right? You want to start 2 frets back on the 3rd fret. Wherever you are, if you're playing in B minor and you start B minor on the 7th fret, extended pentatonic, you start 2 frets up on the 5th. So A minor, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret on the A, 5th fret on the A, slide up to the 7th fret on the A, and the same thing as you did on F sharp minor. And then to finish it out, to resolve the note and the chord. Once you start getting better, you can even extend that pentatonic scale further. So again, let's start on, let's stay in that A minor. So you can even move all the way up to here. So if you're doing that, you move up even 2 more frets to get to that note if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to expand it, you can. So that's how you use your minor and extended minor progressions. Pentatonic scales. So with the pentatonic scales, you can play all across the fretboard, as you can see. You can play them in different parts also. Don't forget that. So if you're, like I said, if you're starting off in a certain key, like we started off in F sharp minor, right? You can move that up to here. It's the same chord. So So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I hope that is something that you can start using when you are playing and performing and practicing. And I hope that you enjoyed this lesson. And I'll see you guys next time for Acoustic Soul with Savio. Again, go to the door. We are open Mondays and Tuesdays. I think maybe Wednesdays also. I don't remember exactly, but I know Mondays and Tuesdays. You can go to the health clinic downstairs if you need any help with anything there. We are serving food, I believe, food for you guys to take with you, and yeah, any clinical needs you might have, speak to them. Okay, you guys be safe and take care.